to Facetv Africa and turn the notification on. Facetv Africa, ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ subscribe hete.
Face TV.
Alright, good afternoon, our wonderful viewers of Face TV. I remain Femi Bakare. Yes, and this afternoon we'll be talking about Burna Boy. And this time around, Burna Boy has set time to reply a Twitter user whose name goes by the name Big Dera. Big Dera has dragged Burna Boy on Twitter for over his choice of music. Burna Boy isn't really satisfied with that, so he has to reply. What has Big Dera said this time around? The name at Big Dera on Twitter, she said Burna Boy needs to be very careful over his choice of music. And here is the reason why. Because she, in her own opinion, believes that Burna Boy has been portraying the African continent, especially the Nigerian music entertainment, saying we are so poor, you know, and all these things has been revealing in Burna Boy's music, according to Big Dera, such that she believes that the Nigerians that we are suffering and smiling. Our economy is not good. We live in the jungle and all that. She's even of the opinion that even if you are going to portray the African continent as bad as this, it doesn't have to be this bad, you know, such that other world you now see us that we are sorry, so we are really suffering to this extent. And that is why she believes that people like Whiskey, Davido, and the likes really don't want to delve into the deep root of African culture when it comes to them, you know, when it comes to them singing their song. So she said Wizkid and Davido, they are more of they think, sorry to say, she think that they sing more or less on women, they spend on jewelries and all that, showing flashy lifestyles and all that. But the case is not for it, but the reverse is the case when it comes to Burna Boy. Now, why is it that Burna Boy is so hair bent, you know, showing to the rest of the world, revealing how poor, how bad it is for us here, and that Burna Boy is only doing this just to profit his own pockets. So, and Burna Boy is not really satisfied when he came across this write-up on Twitter. So he has taken out his own time to reply. But first of all, we are not done on Big Dera yet, because to me, I would say that the thing is this: if Burna Boy didn't really sing about, you know, African music, you know, taking the pattern of Fela and all those things, just to pass message to the Western world or to Africa at large, how else would you have expected Burna Boy to sing? Because I believe that most of all these musicians, they have their own way, their own style when it comes to singing, when it comes to, you know, showcasing their talent. So if Wizkid is to showing off jewelry, singing about ladies, women, flashy lifestyle, the same thing with Davido, and Olamide is about, you know, indigenous rap, same thing with, you know, with some other artists, and then Burna Boy is to, you know, like more or less like a freedom fighter when it comes to him singing. I think they all have their own kind of, their own way through which they pass their message with their song. So I believe that an artist shouldn't be condemned, and you know, so let them just do their thing, because it is still the same Burna Boy you are saying that, okay, you think he is not affected by the economy and all that, but he resides in Africa here, he resides in Nigeria here with all his family. So if it was to be somebody that resides in abroad here, we will know that okay, this person is not in Nigeria, so he wouldn't really know how to pass his message because it's not really affected. But that's not the situation here. Everybody is all affected by the economy, the police brutality, bad governance, and all that, because we keep saying this every day. So everybody is all affected by, and that is why the only way a musician can express his feeling is through his kind of music, it's through his song. And she mentioned one thing which I would like to say. She said even Fela didn't really has to spoil, really didn't ask to portray the black continent as this when he was alive. But that's a lie. Because Fela's song when he was alive is about freedom. It's about, you know, fights to finish. It's about telling us that why are we suffering and smiling. It's about, you know, him telling us that we need to fight for freedom. Most of us don't know our rights. Police will beat you and you'll be smiling, you'll be looking. It's the same thing as what Burna Boy is trying to do in this trend, but his own is just it's just a bit different because this 21st century, so you don't expect most musicians of this 21st century to you know, to continue in the Fela way. So most of all these modern artists we have now, I'll keep saying it, even Whiskey, they still try to sample a bit of Fela's beats in their song, especially Burna Boy. So I think this is just a way, it's just a means of us trying to digress it's just a means of us trying to digress from the situation, you know. If we check Burna Boy's reply, Burna Boy's tweet on Twitter, it is even funny to say that Big Dera, the person that is really this same girl, Big Dera, is not in Nigeria. Big Dera is in UK. She's talking from the outskirts of UK. And how Burna Boy spotted that is what I don't know. Of course, it will show your location and all that. And this statement really doesn't go well with Burna Boy because we can see the way at which he hit back at the girl. Like, for example, you don't have to say we. When you say we, because you are not here in Nigeria, you are not feeling the heat of this government. So we is cancelled. So you saying that he's making this kind of music just to profit his own pocket. Burna Boy said he even had to spend more when it comes to him trying to make music. I don't know about any other artist, but this is what Burna Boy has said. He said it's going to be easy for him if he's not talking about African or anything. It could be really that comfortable and way worthy, but he's really concerned for his people, and he has to pass out message. He even said to the extent that, do you know how many politicians that they are trying to pay him just to shut up his mouth, so that he really don't talk about the issue of the day. So things are happening. My own advice is this, that most of these fans, I think there should be a method through which we need to approach, you know, we need to approach situations gently and slightly. We all have what we are passing through, especially these are celebrities. It's not easy out there, I tell you. It's not easy out there for them because they had to pay for show, they will do this, they will do that, and most of them they even go as far as, you know, trying to rent hall. Now we are close to December now. Wizkid is on tour, and the likes. Do you know how much they spend? They appreciate you fans too as well, but then I think there should be, you really need to take it slightly with them when you come on social media just to talk to them. It really doesn't sit well at all. And I'm going to take you through what Big Dera said. Let me just read out some excerpts from what she said, so you tell me your opinion. Please feel free to leave your comment at the comment section as well. So it goes thus. This is what Big Dera said. She said, bro, that is, she's talking to Burna Boy now. Bro, I hate it whenever African artists, especially a Nigerian artist, uses the African suffering script or story for their own gain. Burna does that, and he needs to stop it ASAP. Stop making us look like we live in the jungle. Stop, man. This is what brings insult to our name and pride, for God's sake. Other African or Nigerian artists go out there and talk about the numerous and wonderful talent that comes out of Africa and how Africa is one of the most beautiful continents ever. But as an ass that you are, you want to make us look like we live in the forest. Every time this nigga talks about Africa, it's about how we suffering and living in the jungle or whatnot. Nothing positive and beautiful about Africa. For what? Just for your own selfish gain. Shaking my head. Fela didn't have to portray us like animals to pass his message about the oppressors. Man even sang about, we are in the 21st century. Stop dragging us back with your music. Man even said, Wizkid makes music about bitches, but I make music that talks about real life. Man, sit down and shut the fuck up. You make music that concentrates on suffering of Africa for the benefit of your pocket and pride. Stop lying, sir. When you go through that statement, here is what Burna Boy's reply. This is what he said. Burna Boy now says, first of all, I ain't no we. You live in the UK and probably only come to Africa for holidays. And nobody that thinks like you deserve, and anybody that thinks like you deserve the worst in life and the afterlife. You think I need to sing about the truth of the African suffering to gain? Don't bitch. It takes more away from me, my pocket and my family to sing the truth like I have always done. I would be way more comfortable and richer if I didn't sing the truth about my society. If I wasn't the man I am, or if I didn't have so much integrity, I could have accepted the numerous millions of dollars I've been and continue to be offered by African politicians. For your information, nobody can make music about girls, money, and bullshit better than me. I've proved this countless times. I just choose to speak my truth and the truth about Africa. So go and listen to one of the many great talents coming out of Africa and skip Burna. And skip Burna Boy if you can't handle it. I'm from Africa. Me and my whole extended family live in Africa. And it's always on our mind that the risk for the things I say and do gets bigger the bigger I get. Folks suffering and smiling. That's that from Burna Boy. So I believe Burna Boy believes that it is high time we quit suffering and smiling, and that is why we have